Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer, and I know you're used to seeing my face in these videos, but that's not going to happen today because first we need to do a bit of background into this series. Most of you watching this video will probably already know that I have a lot of interest in Sodor, the home of everyone's favourite tank engine, Oliver. Oh, and this guy. Well, when I was younger, I also had an interest in football, so much so that when I first discovered Match of the Day, I began a dice-based football league on paper, the Sodorian Football League. Using the now out-of-print map of Sodor, made famous in my Sodor Snippets Train Simulator series, link in the description, me and my dad, who had his own English-based dice league in his youth, created the fledgling SFL, 8 teams competing via a fairly sophisticated dice system for the Sodorian title. Fast forward to now, and the league is 96 teams strong. It's divided into 6 divisions: the Premiership, Division 1, Division 2, the Conference, the local Lions League, and the Sodor National Bank League. It has an FA Cup, a League Cup, Division 2 and above, the Reverend Audley Memorial Trophy, Conference and below, the Sodorian Football Shield between the Premier League champions and the FA Cup winners, and a national team that have never qualified for full international tournament. The major teams are Cronk Wanderers, the most successful side in Sodorian history with 5 Premier League titles, Sudbury United, the second most successful, Farquhar Miners, the only team ever to win the domestic treble, Knapford City and Ellsbridge United, the first 2 clubs to be formed, and a special mention must be made of Droghern Town and Harwick Harriers, because they are the teams I pretended to play for when I was younger. Not at the same time, obviously. There was a big money move in January of 2001. And I guess Marron Town should also get a mention since my dad managed them. Then I discovered Football Manager. Then I discovered Football Manager had an editor, and you can fill in the rest of the blanks from there. The best version of the Sodor Football League database is on Football Manager 2016, and that's the game we shall be using. And we will be managing Peel Castle in the local Lions League, the 5th tier of Sodorian football. Why? Well, let me tell you a sporting story of Hollywood proportions. At the end of the 1998-99 season, Sodorian football was going through a massive restructuring. At the time, the league was divided into 4 divisions of 8 teams, but from the 99-2000 season, it was going to be 4 divisions of 16 teams. The current divisions of 8 were going to be amalgamated to make the top 2 new divisions, the Premiership and Division 1. Peel Castle sat top of the old Division 3, while Norranby Mariners were second, 2 points behind with 1 game to go. Whoever finished first would become part of the newly formed Premier League. On the final day of the season, Norranby Mariners did their part and won. Peel Castle? They lost. So Norranby leapfrogged them and became a member of the inaugural Sodorian Premier League. They even went on to compete in Europe. Peel Castle, meanwhile, never truly recovered and dropped like a stone through the newly reshuffled divisions. Fast forward to 2015, and Peel Castle find themselves a semi-professional outfit with a large, echoey stadium and a passionate, if small, fan base. The curve has been pretty exclusively downwards since Norranby Mariners overtook them on that final day, despite the fact that Peel Castle are one of 4 teams from Peel Godred, the largest town on the island. They are a team of untold promise and potential, and they have finally gotten themselves a new manager. Poor bastards. Ah well, let's get this project started. I hope all that made sense, because there's a lot of stuff going on here, and I know that it's all familiar to me, but it's going to be very weird for you guys out there. But just go with me on this one. I've wanted to do a Football Manager series, and since this channel is so closely linked to Sodor, doing the Sodor Football Leagues made the most sense, especially since they're quite so dear to my heart as well, because I created them. So you join me here at Peel Castle. You can see our colours down in the bottom corner. The badge is currently underneath my face. If I just get rid of my face for a moment, you can see our badge. Fairly standard. I haven't gone into too much detail with the database in that sort of sense. Coming back now. And so yes, we play in red and black. As you can see, our pre-season didn't go particularly well. 3 losses and a win. 2 goals scored, 6 conceded. So we've not done particularly well, but we have made some transfers. Now you'll notice that despite being in the 5th tier, which is semi-professional and not particularly high level, this is equivalent to, most Southern League Premier sides would probably give us a good run for our money, if not beat us in reality in England football terms. Notice down the bottom here, Campion Road in Peel Godred. Capacity of 15,000. That's because they were quite a big team and now they've just sort of plummeted. So let's have a look at our squad. This is our first team squad for the 2015-2016 season, which starts tomorrow, but we'll go into that in a second. We've got Sean Kidd in goal. He's 20 years old and was there at the club when I started, as was Jensen Lugaro. Samuel Sanudo is my 24-year-old central defender. He came in as a transfer. Darren Howes, a young 20-year-old central defender. Neil Robber, a 25-year-old fullback who I've brought in. Liam Pitaluga is our right winger. Zane Guerrero and Robin Shepherd Capurro in our central midfield. Shepherd Capurro probably or it certainly was our marquee signing until we've got Jared Buhagiar, who is our left winger. Gino Servan is a 17-year-old forward who's going to be playing with us for a long, long time, I think. And as I was saying about Shepherd Capurro, he was our marquee player until I signed Agustin Doxagarat, who's an Argentinian who was already playing in the Sodorian Gibraltar leagues. And then on the bench we've got Jason Galvizo, Antonio Pereira, Lyle Ramarino, Ivan Bacarisa, Jai Balesta, Ivan Coling and Damian Marino, with Garcia, Mifsud, Casciara and Williams as our spares. We've also got a fairly decent reserves team and some fairly good under-18 players. You can see a lot of potential in this squad across all the squads, but not a massive amount of current ability apart from in the first team. So if we get an injury crisis, it's not going to go well. If we can look at competitions, I'm expected to win promotion from the Sodorian Local Lions League into the conference next year. We want to get to the third round of the FA Cup, which is not the same as the third round of the English FA Cup. And they want me to get to the third round of the Memorial Trophy, which is the non-league cup, the FA Trophy in English football terms. Now, we are playing away at Castle Knights in our first round. That's our first game. Here's the schedule. We only play 30 games a season plus cup games because it's only 16 teams in division, 15 opponents, play them twice. So sometimes there are long stretches without games, like, for example, at the end of I think it's at the end of the last game in September, we play a fairly full fixture list in September, finishing on the 26th, and the next game is the FA Cup on the 17th of October. So there's a bit of a gap there, so we can arrange intra-squad friendlies and stuff like that. So yes, we play Castle Knights on the Memorial Trophy first round. That is traditionally the first fixture of the Sodorian leagues. Always has been, always will be. Then we get into our local Lions League stuff against Beck Welfare in just over a week's time. And without further ado, I don't think there's much. Staff-wise, we've got me and assistant manager Liam Prescott and my goalkeeping coach Christian Coelho. We also have our head scout Jeremy Valerino, and Charles Gracia is our physio. Other than that, this is the squad we're going to play with, certainly for this season. There is a transfer window in January. Unless something goes drastically wrong, I'm going to try and hold on to as many of my top players as I can, because they're all on non-contract basis, so there's no guarantee that they will stay for the entire season. Anyway, let's continue to our first match. I'm going to try and make this series run fairly smoothly, because the interesting thing here is the matches, and except in the January transfer window, when I'll probably do a video just about the transfers, this is going to be our mainly focus is going to be on matches. So let's see. Goldthorne to make managerial debut. I'm named Christopher Goldthorne because that's my professional name. And Humble Gamer didn't sound quite right for a manager. Let's see. Peel Castle reserves 2, Old Sodorian reserves 2. Yes, I'll show you all the leagues at some point in detail. Actually, no. Today it was the first video. This is the one where. Unavailable because they're playing in the match. This makes most sense to show you. So we'll go from the very bottom, the Sodor National Bank League, which is the one below us, which is one of the other reasons that I chose Peel Castle, because we could go down as well as up. You've got 16 teams there. Most notable one there, Douglas Town. Of course, that's Douglas on the Isle of Man. And then we come up into the Sodor Local Lions League, which is what we're in. Teams of note really there are Peel Castle, us, Peel Steelers, local rivals. 2 out of 3 Peel teams are in this division. There's no one really notable there. Not in any great history, certainly within the Sodor Football League. Anyway, going up to the conference, then you've got some bigger teams here. Ballyhoo, probably the biggest team never to play in the Premier League. Barrow United, as in Barrow in Furness on the English mainland. Crosby, one season in the Premier League, then plummeted like a stone. And again, that's about it there. Then we move up into Division 2, so we're getting into the big leagues now. Arles Rangers have been a Premier League team. Harwick Harriers, one of the teams I used to manage when I was playing them as a child. Peel Godred Vale, the biggest team from Peel Godred, have been in the Premier League once, didn't last much longer than that. And Ulfstead, again, one season in the Premier League, then dropped like a stone. In the first division, there's some interesting little teams here. Mícheál, again, fairly decent Premier League team. Dryall Villa have been champions of Sodor. Norby Mariners, the team that Peel Castle could have been, have been in the Premier League, have again dropped. Tidmouth Hotspur and Tidmouth Town, 2 big teams from Tidmouth. Hotspur have finished second. I don't think Tidmouth Town, they were sort of a mediocre Premier League team, but they were in the Premier League before Tidmouth Hotspur and stayed there after Tidmouth Hotspur. And Wellsworth, very strong team. It was a shock when they dropped down to the first division. But I don't expect them to stay there. They will probably become one of the bigger teams. And then in the Premier League, we've got the big teams. You've got Brendan Bay, Castle Rovers from Sudbury, Cronk Wanderers, Crovens Gate, Drogheda Town, my team, Ellsbridge United, Farquhar Miners, first ever treble winners and only ever treble winners. Kelsthorpe, best team never to win the Premier League, have always been in the Premier League since its formation, have never won it. Kirkronan Thistle came up, had a few shaky seasons, but they're fairly standard, safe mid-table team now. Kirkmacken, similar situation. Knapford City, one of the older teams, have won the first ever season, but sadly I lost the paper records of that, so I have no proof, but they did win it. Maron Town, the team my dad used to manage. Rearvale Rangers, also from Wellsworth, sort of the second team from Wellsworth, overtaken them slightly, probably won't stay in the Premier League very long. Rolfs Castle, fairly sizable place, have been fairly successful. Then Sudbury United, again, the other big team, really, in Sodor. Sudbury and Cronk are the 2 massive teams in Sodor. In fact, actually, and Tyrek Wanderers, who are, again, probably don't expect them to stay in the Premier League, probably not after the first season. But you never know, they were mid-table-ish. But let's have a look at Cronk and Sudbury are the ones that have money and will probably have bought players that might be recognisable. Certainly that would have... Oh, Jerome Sinclair is not who I thought he was. Liverpool, Wigan, to see. These are the kind of players that come across to Sodor in this game. No one really jumping out at me there, but then I lost track of football outside of my Sodor Football Leagues. I don't follow it. It's not my sport. Cricket is my sport. There is a Sodor cricket thing as well. We'll talk about that at a later date. And then Sudbury United, I know they've made some good players. Let's see, Wes Thomas, brought in from Birmingham. Yeah, those may not sound like big teams in the sort of grand scheme of things, but they're big compared to Sodor. Christian Adejan, where's he from? Navarra, Liverpool. So yeah, those are the kind of players that we can expect to see in the Premier League. But going back to us, we've pretty much everyone here is Sodorian, I think, apart from Augustine Daxa Garrett. But anyway, we have a match to play tonight, away to Castle Knights. Now, if I lose this, I will have immediately failed. I really need to start winning. I really need to hit the ground running. Castle Knights are in our division as well, so this is going to be a good marker to see where my team is at. As you can see, our pre-season didn't go well, and I'm still not 100% on my system. I'm going standard 4-4-2 at the moment. There is a chance that Daxagorak could drop down to make us 4-4-1-1, and I could obviously train Buhag Buhadja. I'm going to call him Buhadja, Jara Buhadja, and Pitaluga to go sort of attacking midfielders. Yes, I know they're not fully fit. A squadron will have to be into one player in the squad. Oh, that's going to be Evan Coling, isn't it? I got him on. On deadline day. I can't be on Pil Godred from Eric Gracier from Jib Football Talk. Yes, like I said, everything's going to be a bit skewed in terms of the real life aspect of this game, because this is definitely the Gibraltar League sort of stuff. Can't look beyond Pilcastle for this game. They're a good side. I believe they got what it takes to see off Castle Knights today. The bookies, however, are putting Castle Knights as 5-4 favourites, probably because they're at home. But either way, let's just jump into it. So they're starting with Guerrero, Fala, Truong, Perez, Vinales, Balestro, Galvizzo, Weber, Asquez, Coombs, and Ledesma. I've done that from the front. You never do it from the strikers. And starting line for us: Kidd, Robber, Howes, Sanudo, Lugaro, Pitaluga, Guerrero, Shapakubaro, Buhadja, Daxigorat, and Curvan. Expect to see that lineup as our main lineup. Apply advice to the team, whatever. Okay. Show me what you can do. Nice and calm. There's not more to come from you. I believe you got what it takes. This is a young team. There's not a lot of experience in there. I'm not going to shout at them if we lose badly. So let's just see how we go, shall we? I am learning along with you guys here, and it should be pointed out that I haven't inputted players for these teams. I've inputted the teams and all the stats and all the background stuff, but I've never actually input squads. So I think I'll probably be making this file available at some point. It won't be down in the description of this video, but it will be down in the description of subsequent videos, and I'll let you know when it's available. But if you do decide to play this, you will not get the same squad that I get. Most of the players you get will be completely made up by the game. We got away with that corner, that's the important thing. Bloody hell, Shepherd Capurro is already shattered. Just get through to our time, Robin. So far, it looks like it's been a very dull game. There was that chance in the very start of the half where they should have scored from a corner, and nothing else. So okay, fine. We're not dealing with top quality football here. Get back out there and grab that one goal to win it for us. Let's see if we can start controlling the game a little bit, shall we? Not more to come from you. A lot more to come from you, and there's a lot more to come from you. So get out there. And they're all pretty happy. They're all feeling pretty good. Obviously, I appreciate those of you that are playing Football Manager 20, 21, whatever the newest one is. This is an old game now, but I'm not gonna redo this file every single time. If somebody wants to download it and convert it to more modern versions, feel free. Let me know. humblegamer@live.com. Give me an email. But I'm not prepared to do that. Again, I did this for me. I was never expecting to make a YouTube series of it. Okay, now we've got to 55 on the hour mark. I think Robin Shepherd Capurro is going to have to come off. Jai Ballister, get out there, lad. Zangro, you're going to have to be shattered, I'm afraid, because Liam Pitaluga, sorry, is coming off, and Darren Howes. So I've made all three. That's it. Just because people are shattered, we're just going to have to deal with whatever happens now. Pray to God there isn't an injury. This is a straight knockout competition, by the way. If it's level at full time, there's extra time. If it's level after extra time, there's penalties, and nothing is happening. This is a really dull game of football. Right, let's team talk passionately. I'm going to say push forward. Get up there. Last 5 minutes. I know we're away from home, but last 5 minutes, let's do something useful. Ah, here we go. Buhadja, what you got for me? Oh, nice. Dr. Garrett's got some room down the left here. He's got players in the middle, including Servan. There he is, and we're 1-0 off. Yes, there we go. And now we're going to drop back to countering. There we go. What's Servan's first name? I'm still learning their first names. Gino. Dr. Garrett, what a ball this is. Right in front. They've let him get through there. Oh, if I was Castle Knights manager, I would be angered by that. That is a poor goal for them to concede. It's a great goal for us, and I don't care. Good work, lads. 3 minutes of added time. Got 5 seconds of it left. So there's been 2 chances. One they missed at the start of the first half, and that one, and that'll do. At Warriors Road, Castle Knights 0, Peel Castle 1. That's a good start. That is a very good start. You know what? Calmly. Good win, boys. Well done. Well done indeed. Oh, tell you what. Quite happy with that. Quite happy with that. So we'll... yeah. Is that what they're saying? Peel Castle edge, narrow Castle Knights game. A memorable day for Gino Servan, the youngest player in the history of the Memorial Trophy. There we go. On his professional debut as well. We've merely lived up to our pre-competition expectations. Yeah, so we'll find out who we're going to play in the next round, and then we'll probably call this first video here because this has been quite a long explain-y video, and then we'll come back and jump straight into the league. Servan makes a professional debut. All of them made their professional debuts, that's fine, and we were given £2.5 for beating Castle Knights. Lovely. So I believe the draw for the next round is tomorrow. So it was the National Bank League and the Local Lions League in the first round, and this was where the conference gets added in, so bigger teams come in here. No shocks. We got mentioned win for us back on advice meeting. I'm not doing it, I was on camera. Sodor in the under-19s. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the Sodor general. There we go. There's our kits. Far side. The Black Lions. That's what we're called. Capital city is Tidmouth. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I probably should have changed that to Pilgodred, but so there's our home kit. Red with yellow pinstripe, blue and silver checks for our away, and black and yellow for our third kit. And the facilities, we have the Abbey Stadium, which is a 60,000 all-season stadium, which you will have seen in my March update for the Sodor snippet series. Check out the description below. And speaking of that, actually, just nip back to our squad. Well done, guys. You can all get a day off. Or you can have a rest for 3 days. And thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, there will be more of it. I'm recording more tonight, and there'll be lots more coming your way. Obviously, this is all pre-recorded, so any comments I'll try and take on board for either my next recording session. Oh no, it's all pre-recorded. So any comments you have, because it's all pre-recorded, any comments you have, I'll try and incorporate into Season 2, depending on whether we get what happens to us in Season 2. So thank you ever so much for watching. Check out my other Sodor stuff in the description below, the Sodor snippets, which is my train sim stuff, in the description below. I think that's the only other Sodor playlist I have at this current moment. Also check out my other stuff in the description below. Check out the annotation on the screen you're about to see. Thank you ever so much for watching. I was me. That was the Sodor Football League in Football Manager 2016. See you in the next video, guys. Goodbye. That's great. There we go. What the? That's killing himself. Why would you do that?
He'll be safe.
That's what